Lamed Sivan, that's the 30th of Sivan. It marks the Hilula of famous Moroccan rabbi. His name was Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Shloush, Zecher Tzadik Libracha. He was born on the 17th of January in English year 1891. He passed away, he was approximately about 69 years of age, close to 70, on the 25th of June 1960. Naturally, that was on the 30th of Sivan of that month. He'd gone to become a great rabbi, head of Jewish court Ab Bet Din, a Rosh Chevra Kadisha of the Sephardi community in Jerusalem, and one of the great rabbis of Yeshivat Porat Yosef and the Moatzot Rabbanot Areshit, various prominent positions. Let's explore a few of the highlights of famous rabbi's life. Now, he was born in the area of Marrakesh in Morocco, a place we've spoken about many dozens of times before on this series, and his dad was a famous rabbi, Rabbi David Shloush. In fact, his dad was, I believe, a Rosh Yeshiva of the Yeshiva Gedolah over there, and was one of the heads of the Jewish community in Marrakesh, and had various different prominent positions over there also. His mother's name was Rabbanit Sultana. Very interesting enough. So that while he was a young age, I think sadly his father passed away, and various different great people in the community would help grow him with regards to a Torah stature. Come when he was about 12 years of age, he would actually go together with his mother and his sister, younger sister, to Jerusalem, and then become part of a yeshiva called Tovi Yishbo. This was, I think, under the premiership of Rabbi Yosef Chaim Cohen, who was, let's say, the head rabbi of the Sephardi community in Jerusalem at that stage in time. So very prominent position. We haven't actually spoken about this yeshiva before, I believe, so it'll be interesting to hear more about that. He would earn living those days by being a proofreader, I believe, reading letters for, let's say, the great rabbis of the Western community that had been sent from abroad. That would be one of the things he would do in order to help attain a parnasah. Come once he was about, I believe, 22 years of age, he would help within regards to the foundation of the Talmud Torah, within regards to the consultation of the Rishon LeZion at that point in time. The Rishon LeZion, the chief rabbi, was Rabbi Nachman Bito, and various other great rabbis. So that would be an important integral role he would take in the early 20s, respectively, in his early 20s. I think then the First World War would break out at that point in time, and he would leave the land of Israel, I think, and would move, if I'm not mistaken, to France. That would be the next port of call for him over there. He would leave the land of Israel because he had French citizenship. After the war in 1920, he would return to Jerusalem, and I think come what the year 1922, he would be sent out as a Shluchei D'Rabbanan, a rabbinic emissary, in order to help the, let's say, the Sephardi community in, I think, his area respectively. I think he would go to Northern African countries in order to raise funds, also at the same time to give an injection of Torah in those, let's say, these kihilot, these congregations afterwards. Now, shortly later, he would return to Jerusalem and would start working in the trade, while obviously he was doing huge amounts of Torah learning and was involving in the books together with his, I think, Chavruta from the yeshiva, respectively. He had close connection with another famous rabbi, Rabbi Amram Abu Rabia, another great rabbi we've spoken to about before in this series. Rabbi Abu Rabia happened to be a Dayan, a rabbi congregation of Jerusalem, a chief Sephardi rabbi of Petach Tikva. And he would be doing that, basically, these different integral roles, integral jobs, I believe, till he passed away. He would continue doing until the time period he would be passed away. He would also be doing huge amounts of public duties. It's reported that he would refuse to benefit from public funds which he was working with in regards to public affairs. Now, come out the year 1929, he was appointed a member of the Sephardi Congregation Committee in Jerusalem, and a year later he became appointed a Dayan, a judge in the court system over there, along with other great rabbis over there, including the famous Rabbi Shmuel Ezran, who happened to be also, I think, the head of the Tovi Yishva, respectively, a place that hopefully we'll speak more about at a later stage. Also, Rabbi Shalom Azulay, he was working with, was also a great rabbi, especially of the old city of Jerusalem, and Rabbi Amram Abu Rabia, who we spoke about before. Now, Rabbi Shloush was very, very involved within regards to the life of the community over there, and devoted to various matters, especially within regards to Chevra Kedisha. For many years, he would teach in the bastion of the Sephardic yeshivot in Israel, called Yeshivat Porat Yosef in the Old City, a place that we've spoken about on various occasions before. That was under the leadership of Rabbi Nisim Elishar and Rabbi Ezra Tia at that point in time. Now he would have really, really great Talmidim, including the future Rabbi Chacham Ovad Yosef, the chief rabbi. He will be between the years 73 to 1983. Now the great Rabbi Tzion Levi was one of his Talmud. He was going to become the chief rabbi of Panama for 57 years. And I think his son, Rabbi David Shloush, was another Talmud of his. Once again, with longevity, he would be the chief rabbi of Netanya, I believe, for a staggering 63 years approximately over there. So you can see how these top positions would be full for a long time. I think come what later on, he would actually move to the old city to Machane Yehuda neighborhood. And I think he would become a rabbi over there. He would serve the rabbi of the, let's say, Sephardi community there in Jerusalem until he passed away. It was reported over. So he took on various different, let's say, prominent roles. I think that was from 1957 till he passed away. So remember we said that he passed away, I believe, in the year 1960, which we have to point out. Now, I believe many people testify within regards to his brilliance, especially a writer named Uriel Hazan would describe his unique character in a writing. He happens to be an Israeli writer himself, Uriel Hazan. Now, he passed away, I believe, towards the end of the month of Sivan, the 30th of Sivan, in the English year, 1960. He was buried in a Haram Nochot, the Mount of Rests, burial plot over there. And I think a street will be named after him in the neighborhood of Nachlaot in Jerusalem. Now, let's explore his family life. Among that, to him and his wife, Rabbanit Sada, they would have, I believe, 3 boys, including Rabbi David Shloush, who gone to become the Rabbi of Netanya. You remember we said he would be for 63 years. Rabbi Avram Shloush, another great rabbi, who would become the Rabbi of Kfar Saba, another prominent position, which we'll talk about. And I think his daughter Abigail will get married to Rav Nisim David Azran, who would become, let's say, one of the founders of the Yeshivat Bet Shmuel in Jerusalem, and would be get various different, I think, prize from the Jerusalem municipality also. So there was many great rabbis that would have connection to it. And this whole family tree, if you look on the internet, which I very much recommend everyone to do, if you've got a chance to do it in regards to his history, the structure of the history. I think there's a family tree also over there. I think among his publications, he would do some various different writings. Among it was and Sefer Divrei Yosef. This was Drushim on the Torah, Umadim Drushim Lehespedim, with regards to eulogies over there. And that would be a printing of his. I think in the year Hetav Shin Ayin, if I'm not mistaken. It would come out originally in a manuscript form, but then eventually, I think, printed, if I'm not mistaken. Now, the top of his family tree, if we trace back enough, was Rabbi Yechia ben Shloush. He was the father of Rabbi David Shloush from Marrakesh, who we've spoken about before. Rabbi David Shloush himself was one of the great rabbis over there, also the author of the Melech David. And as it goes on, the family tree, there's a lot of great rabbanim that will come from the great family line. So friends, very interesting. He was a great rabbi of his time in Rabbi Yosef Shloush. He was born in around 1891, 1890. He would live in the old city of Jerusalem until 1938, when he would then move on to Machane Yehuda. He was head of Jewish court of the Sephardi community in Jerusalem, and very, very prominent position. His father, Rabbi David Shloush, was a Rosh Yeshiva in Marrakesh, in Morocco, just to clarify. So friends, learn more about the great rabbi today. He happens to be his Hilula here on the 30th of Sivan, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Shloush, Zecher Tzadik Lebracha. We're a community, friends. We're learning about the famous rabbis of yesteryear. If you descend from any of the Chachamim we're speaking about, please send me an email. I would love to hear more. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please subscribe now. We're nearing 7,000 subscribers. If you feel anyone's interested in watching these videos, please share these videos to other people also. So wishing you all a great day. Take care and thanks.